2. So we're going to be talking about Liberators, the second parts of it. So this should be covering a good chunk of another of it, and then if it covers all the rest of it, it'll be better for everybody to watch. But hopefully guys, you're ready for this video. Let's get into it. What's majorly surprising about this set is it does have a lot of playability in the mix. So you have like Digimon that basically is for the Seekers with Pulsemon or SOC or Seeker traits as a bottom Digivolution of this card with no Tamers in its Digivolution. So you get to place one, you may place one of your Tamers with Pulsemon or Tex or SOC or Seek traits as the bottom Digivolution of this Digimon, and with no Tamer in his Digivolution card. So at the end of turn, it kind of just combos really nicely with Code, Cracker Fang, and Hacker Judge. So this card can get played from security, start a main. If your opponent has a Digimon, gain a memory. When any of your Digimon are played or Digivolved, you may Mind Link with one of your Digimon with Pulsemon or in its text or SOC or Seeker traits. All turns, it gives Vegetable Soup. If it's Pulsemon in its text or SOC or Seeker, it gains Alliance, Piercing, and Barrier. I think Barrier and Piercing are really great cards for the Alliance skill. And then end of turn, you may play one AG from this Digimon's Digivolution cards. Because the card is treated as an AG, you get the free value, right? So stuff like that can lead to being something important. Pulsemon's really solid, so it basically does the reduced cost shenanigans, and I think Lugamon does the same. Nope, it's just a searcher for the AG, Seeker cards. Because again, this deck plays slightly different and plays more like a Pulsemon deck, to be honest with you. So instead of playing like a Fenry Luga with Takamazuchi, this one plays like a Pulsemon with Takamazuchi. So on play, when Digivolving, if you have 3 or more security cards, you may add the top security card to hand. Then if you have 2 or fewer security, recovery 1. All turns, when this Digimon deletes an opponent's Digimon in battle, gain a memory. Really valid stuff. Then you have Bata with Fortitude. When a Tamer card are placed in his Digivolution cards, one of your opponent's Digimon can't activate when Digivolving effects until the end of their turn. When this Digimon deletes an opponent's Digimon in battle, trash the top security stack. Really solid. Then you have Kazuchimon with Fortitude. Suspend one of your opponent's Digimon or Tamers. Then one of their Digimon or Tamers can't unsuspend until the end of turn. Then, Kazuchimon with the Fortitude. When a Tamer card are placed in this Digivolution, activate its when Digivolving effect. Then one of your Digimon may attack an opponent's Digimon. Really solid. I think this is quite useful in Kazuchimon being when a security stack is removed from this Digimon has Fenry Luga in his name, recovery top of the deck. So it combos really nice with the Ace. It won't combo really nicely with its current iteration. Luga is just giving plus 2000 DP. Lugar is 2000 DP, but on play, when Digivolving, trash one card in your hand. You may return one SOC trait or Seeker. So this is basically make sure that you can get the Pulsemon pieces, right? I see this card possibly seeing some play if we needed it long term, right? But we'll see. So Lugar is on play when Digivolving, trash one card from your hand for the turn. One of your Digimon gains raid and 3000 DP. And when a Tamer cards are placed in this Digimon's Digivolution cards, delete one of your opponent's Digimon with 6000 DP or less. And if this Digimon is SOC or Seeker trait, doesn't activate security effects on option checks. Really cool because option shutdown is really nice. Again, this is one of the bigger weaknesses, especially if you're swinging with Takamazuchi Ace. Then you have Fenry Lugamon, Scapegoat. You may play a level 4 or lower SOC trait from your trash without paying its cost. Now this is where the combination where you get to swing in, deal some damage. If they somehow magically kill it, you do have Scapegoat to kind of protect it. And then when this Digimon are placed in this Digivolution card, Tamer is placed, activate its when Digivolving effect, then one of your Digimon may attack a player. And when any of your opponent's Digimon are deleted, if this Digimon is Fenry Luga and it's trash the top opponent's security stack, you gotta recover and trash. Then you do have Takamazuchi with its Blast DNA. This Ace is pretty solid, but 2 of your opponent's Digimon gets minus 10,000 DP for the turn. And then if you have a Tamer in this Digimon, delete one of your opponents with 10,000 DP or lower Digimon by trashing one of the activated when Digivolving effects. So it's pretty cool to kind of just give it ways to deal with threats, especially with Blast 8s trying to counteract you. So you can just remove the threat more comfortably. Takamazuchi just plays a little bit different. You're not trying to OTK, you're just trying to play the game just in a unique way. It's more control-y. It kind of does what Taka was doing, but just in a slightly different way. Now we do have the Volder Chaosdramon Volder Arm, aka the famous Excel. So any of your Digimon with Excel traits are played, this Digimon may digivolve into an Excel for a reduced cost by 2, once per turn at least. Lollymon is reveal the top 3 cards, add 1 Chaosdramon in its name or Excel trait, 1 option with Excel trait, which again, you're going to be looking for like Singularity of Chaos, and then kind of, you know, there is one for every line, it seems. There will be a reduced cost to evolve. You know, buy 1 into your champion. So it's got piercing and everything like that. So, hey, I mean, as long as you're consistently sticking in the tribal aspect, which they are trying to do more and more. You have Liamon, that's basically on play when digivolving one of your opponent's Digimon gets minus 3000 DP. The champions have barrier. I mean, the rookie and the champion has barrier, and this line has the piercing. Really solid. Barrier is just really good in general. Then you have Loader Leo on play when digivolving until the end opponent's turn. One of their Digimon can't activate when digivolving effects, minus 3000 DP. When any of your opponent's Digimon attacks, you may change the attack target. Just redirect is useful. Then you have Chromon. So suspend one of your opponent's Digimon. One of your Digimon gets plus 3000 DP. Then one of your Digimon may attack. One of your opponent's Digimon gets minus 4000 DP for the turn. So all great stuff. Now let's get into the big boys. You have Volder and Bancho Leo. Bancho, basically, when this card would be played, if you have an XL, reduce the place cost by 5. Not a bad trade-off, right? Being able to take advantage of this. You want to have some way of reducing play costs. So, really solid. On play, when digivolving, digivolve 2 of your opponent's Digimon, then one of their Digimon gets minus 5000 DP until the end of turn. End of your turn, this Digimon and any of your other Digimon may DNA into a Digimon card with Chaos in its name. In the hand, then DNA that Digimon may attack. So pretty solid, kind of just that DNA. But when any of your opponent's Digimon attacks, you may change the attack target. Just pretty cool with Loader and Bancho. Then you have Voldermon. So this card gets reduced play cost by 5. Really solid. On play, when digivolving, suspend all your opponent's Digimon, and one of your Digimon gets plus 3000 DP for the turn, and then this one of your Digimon may attack, and then end of your turn gets the DNA. You know, pretty solid, and gives any of your opponent's Digimon gets, when attacking, minus 4000 DP. Now you have Voldermon Volder Arm. So security, it's been a hot second since we had a really solid Chaosmon Volder Arm. So yeah, it's pretty cool. We have security attack 1 when digivolving for each of this Digimon's level 6 Digivolutions. Spend one of your opponent's Digimon or Tamer, gain 1 memory, then none of their Digimon or Tamers can activate on play effects or unsuspend until the end of their turn. This is going to be vitally important, especially against hybrid decks, because being able to shut down on plays is always scary. Then you do have the Singularity of Chaos. This has all the Chaosdramons. So when any of your Digimon with Chaos in its name or Excel trait, you may ignore color requirements as long as you have one. Gain a memory, add this card to hand. Is a security, and then you may play one Digimon card with Excel trait from your hand with a play cost reduced by 4. And then, you know, this combo is really nice because this thing becomes what, 5 to play total? Goes 4 plus 5, or is it just 4? Yeah, it's 9, reduced play cost of 5. So, yeah, I mean, it works, right? If this Digimon has Chaos in its name, trash your opponent's top security card, and this Digimon gets minus 3000 DP. So, kind of cool. I like where it's going with it. Now, we do have Invisimon. So, SBmon finally gets a full Evol line. Kuparimon, when this Digimon checks a face-up security, it gains jamming. When this Digimon checks face-up security cards, this Digimon gains jamming. Interesting. I like how that's a option, but we also know why, because SBmon does, this Digimon would digivolve into a Digimon card with cyborg or machining traits, reduce the digivolution by 1, but it all turns, this Digimon gets plus 1000 DP. Over SB is when this Digimon flips an opponent's top face down security, face up, you know, kind of gets some public knowledge, but hey, you kind of just gets usefulness, right? Because Hoover SB has always been like this, it's kind of cool that they're bringing this full circle and attack, draw a card. You know, Oliviamon, this basically giant spaceship with a teddy bear brain up at the top, is basically, you know, end of turn, play this card without paying its cost in the security. flip your opponent's top face up security face up, and then for its when digivolving, and then your turn when your Digimon checks a face up security, you may place this Digimon top stack card face up as the bottom security. Your turn, the Digimon attack target cannot be changed. It's pretty solid. I like that it's a cyborg. This means it's Machine Dramon support, and it'll be played because, again, can't change the attack target is really useful. Then you have Invisimon, so you can't see me, you know, security and an opponent's turn, play this card without paying its cost. And then on play, when digivolve, de-digivolve two of your opponent's Digimon, of one of your opponent's Digimon, and flip the opponent's face down security card face up, then delete one of your opponent's Digimon with one or fewer Digivolution cards. Your turn, when your Digimon checks a face up security, you may place this at the top security stack and face up as a bottom security card. So basically, if your opponent can't deal with it, eventually this will come back out, and it just gives a great way of dealing with option removal that your opponent might have, or just ways of clearing your board. Now, Alte is just a mem setter, but place one level 4 or lower black Digimon with cyborg or machine traits from your hand or trash as any of your cyborg or machine trait bottom Digivolution card. Flip your opponent's top face down security face up. So to be honest with you, this is pretty solid even in Mugen, so I'm pretty excited to probably test this out. Right now we do have Solarmon, Blimp, Bulb, and Raiden. So Solar and Blimp give reboot. It's got a blocker. This one's Blimpmon. On play, when digivolve, one of your opponent's Digimon can't attack a player until the end of their turn. But you have Bulbmon here, that's blocker. Opponent's turn, when this Digimon would leave the battle area, you may play a level 4 or lower Digimon card from this Digi-Evolution without paying its cost. And then when any of your opponent's Digimon attacks, you may change the attack target to this Digimon. I like that we're getting a lot more redirection instead of have to worry about block, because a lot of players started getting around the blocks. Now, we do have RideMyAvatar here that basically says, on play, when digivolving, delete one of your opponent's Digimon with a play cost 7 or less. When this Digimon would leave the battle area, you may play play 11 cost or lower Digimon with machine or cyborg traits from its Digivolution without paying its cost. You know, it looks for the Raijin, Fujin, and Sujinmon, but again, there's nothing new with them yet. But it's cool to have RideMyAvatar get a new wave of support. Now, we do have Purple, the Ghosties. So this one's probably a lot of people's checklist right now. Demimera is basically return one on deletion ghost traded from your trash to your hand. You have Candlemon with the retaliation on deletion, trash one card in your hand, delete one opponent's level 4 or lower. This one's Ghostmon, that's basically your searcher. Kind of surprised they didn't get that free evolve shenanigans, the one reduce, but hey, searching for a liberator card and a ghost trait and return the rest of the bottom deck and on deletion gain a memory. Soulmon's being able to trash one card in your hand, delete one of your opponent's level 4 or lower. You know, on play, when digivolving, one of your Digimon gains a retaliation until the end of opponent's turn. Then you have Bakamon lose their power. When digivolving, if you have one or fewer tamers, you may play a Violet and Boots from your hand without paying its cost. So pretty cool that you get to play Violet and Boots. Then it's got an on deletion gain of memory. But what's really cool is the new keyword execute. At the end of your turn, the Digimon may attack, and at the end of the attack, delete this Digimon. Your opponent unsuspended Digimon can also be attacked with this effect. So kind of cool that we kind of get to use this at the end of our turn and just combo off, right? But Phantomon's on deletion plays a level 4 Digimon card with ghost traits from your trash without paying its cost. On deletion, do the same thing. So I'm kind of use Necromon doing the same thing. Really solid any way, shape, or form these stacks go. Like Phantom with Necromon is pretty good. Then you have Metal Phantomon. So again, the reason why I'm showing this as a big group, because there's no way you're not playing all this, right? They're all ghosts, and the deck really needs as much ghost as possible. So you do have Metal Phantomon. So it's a blocker, but on play, when digivolve, delete one of your Digimon, delete one of your opponent's level 5 or lowers. On deletion, de-digivolve one of your opponent's Digimon. Now you have Reaper and Necromon. So Reaper gives collision and blocker when in effect digivolves your opponent's Digimon, de-digivolve one of your opponent's Digimon. So this basically counteracts any ace plays. So it's pretty solid in my opinion, and a great card at the boot. So on deletion, delete one of your opponent's Digimon, play cost 4 or lower Digimon or Tamers. Really cool to be able to delete Tamers with Reaper. A lot of people say it's not as strong as it could be, but I eject. I like actually it's pretty strong. Now you do have Necromon that has security attack and execute. So on play, when Digivolving, delete one of your opponent's Digimon with the lowest level. On play, on deletion, you may play a level 5 or lower card Digimon ghost traits from trash without paying its cost. I really like the combinations that we have here. It's a really solid play, right? Then you have Violet and Boots, start of your main. If your opponent has a Digimon, gain a memory. When any of your ghost traded Digimon are deleted by suspending this tamer, one of your Digimon may Digivolve into a Digimon card with ghost traits in its hand with its evolution cost reduced by 2. Really solid, very smart plays, right? Now, a Partition Legion, so return up to 6 level 9, up to 9 levels total worth of your Digimon cards from your opponent's trash to the bottom of the deck. You may play one ghost trade card for each return level from your trash without paying its cost. They gain this effect, played rush and blocker until the end opponent's turn. Not a bad thing in security. It gets to play a level 5 or lower Digimon with ghost traits from your trash without paying its cost. I kind of see where they're trying to go with this, especially if you combo it with Jack's Raid to kind of extend. You know, being able to reduce this one's not as crazy strong as the mem setter, but if your opponent has a Digimon, gain a memory, and when any of your ghost traits are deleted by spending this tamer, one of your Digimon may Digivolve into a card with ghost traits with its evolution reduced by 2. I kind of see what they're trying to do by making the reduced cost be on the tamer instead. Now we do have Impmon with Heavy Metal Dramon. So Impmon is just a great searcher all around for this deck. You kind of needed it, and it gives plus 2000 DP. Punkmon gives trash 1 card in your hand, then until the end of opponent's turn, one of your Digimon gains blocker Retail plus 2000 DP. Loudmon, basically on play when Digivolving, trash 2 cards in your hand, then if for the turn, one of your Digimon gains Raider Piercing plus 4000 DP. And then if you have 4 or fewer cards, all your Digimon with Dark Dragon and Evil gain security attack 1, just allowing you to apply pressure, which I think is pretty nice, right? Then you have Heavy Metal Dramon Ace with Digi Burst, Blast Digi Evolution, and then trash the top card of your hand until there are 4 left. And then play an 8000 DP or lower card from your trash for each card that this effect. Trash, remove 2000 DP from this effect's DP maximum. So you got to be cautious. Your hand has to be already low, right? If you trash 0, you get, 8000 DP. All turns, all your Dark Dragons and Evil Dragon traded gains Rush and Blocker and plus 2000 DP. So kind of cool that it gives Blocker as well, just because Heavy Metal Dramon Ace could be effectively really solid for especially its own deck. Yuki is, a mem setter, but if you have 4 or fewer cards in your hand, by suspending this tamer, one of your Dark Dragon or Evil traits may attack a player, which is pretty cool. And then you have Black Sabbath. I really like that they went with a band. Well, Black Sabbath is really, just in general, really cool. So if you have 4 or fewer cards in hand, by paying 6 costs, return this card to the bottom of the deck. Delete 1 of your opponent's unsuspended Digimon, and then 1 card in your hand, then delete 1 of your opponent's level 4 or lowers. Kind of cool that it has a trash, and then by paying 6 costs, return this card to the bottom deck, then delete 1 of your opponent's. I don't know how I feel about that. Like, why are we paying 6 to trash this and do this while everybody else kind of just does it for free? I kind of get where they're trying to go for it. It's like a great kill, removal spell, but there's another option layer of it. I don't know. Security delete a level 6. I don't know. I don't like the option that much. Now, we do have Death X gaining some new perks. So security attack 1, reboot, and blocker when this Digimon would leave the barrier by effect by returning 3 decks or Death X in its names from trash to the bottom deck. It does not leave. End of all turns, delete all Digimon with the lowest level. It is a kamikaze at the end of each turn, because if they just blow up everything and Death X is the only thing there, Death X will die. Now you have the Apostle of Doom Descendants. So one of your Digimon may Digivolve into a level 6 or lower with Dex or Death X in its name in the trash with its Digivolution reduced by 4, which is not bad because this thing will cost you 4 in general. It just saves you 1. right? Then all turns, when any of your deck's Daruga would leave the battle area, delay, return one Daruga from its Digivolution cards to hand. You may play a Death X from trash without paying its cost. Kind of cool that they made it so that, you know, deck's Daruga would leave. If you just get their Daruga out of the Evolve source, you know, all of a sudden Death X comes out and be an annoying little bitch. But, okay, come on. Apostle of Doom, and also you get to play one Doraemon from hand or trash without paying its cost. Not a bad option. Like, this is great, solid support. Now, we do have X Antibody, which is Royal Knight support. You got Omekimon basically comboing with Cool Boy, but you will be playing King Drazel. So on play, if you have one or fewer security cards, this Digimon may Digivolve into Omnimon X in hand, ignoring Digievolution cards without paying its cost. On deletion, you may play this card as the bottom Digievolution card of King Drazel, 7/6 D6 in the breeding area. You know, King Drazel, King Yggdrasil, you know, hey, it's just going to do what it wants. So Makimon in breeding, when your security stack is removed from by suspending this Digimon, you know, play one Omeki from this Digievolution card without paying its cost. So the concept is, if you're at 1 2, this thing's going to come out and make Omnimon X, which is a boss in itself, right? So Omnimon costs 2, raid, piercing, blocker, on play when Digivolving. If Omnimon or X Antibodies Digievolution this Digimon's card, choose one of your opponent's Digimon and delete it. All other Digimon, then return one of your opponent's Digimon to the bottom of the deck. Kind of guarantees you clear the board and then basically remove the threat, right? End of a turn, one of your Digimon may gain rush for the turn and attack without suspending. So kind of cool that, you know, it kind of, if you get to the point where you can just slam this down, you know, giving it rush and attack without suspending is kind of nice. But you also have Cool Boy here that says, when your Digimon are played or Digivolved, if any of them are Royal Knight traits, by spending this tamer, draw one, gain a memory. When any of your Digimon with Royal Knight traits would leave the battle area, you may play an Omekimon from your hand without paying its cost. Kind of cool, right? Really solid. Then the last Guardian is reveal the top 3 cards of your deck, add one Cool Boy and one Royal Knight or X Antibody traits among them to your hand, return the rest of the bottom deck, then place it in the battle area. When any of your Digimon with Omnimon in its name would leave the battle area, delay one of those Digimon doesn't leave. Kind of cool that they kind of made some more protection with Last Guardian. And then you may play Omeki or Cool Boy from hand or trash without paying the cost. Place this in the battle area. Really solid across the board. I think this is really good support that we really want to see. Now, we do have Shoto. Shoto gotten more tamer support. I don't know why, but they did. So Shoto kind of just started main by returning this tamer to the bottom of the deck. You may play a Shoto from your hand without paying its cost. If you don't have a Digimon, you may play a level 3 Digimon with Avian or Bird in its traits from trash without paying its cost. And a turn, by suspending this tamer, suspend one of your opponent's Digimon until the end of their turn. One of your Digimon with Vortex Warrior gains plus 2000 DP. Really solid, but the big showstopper is the new secret. So it's got Piercing Vortex Blocker. When any Digimon suspend, this Digimon may unsuspend. So really solid to kind of get out of the way. It's a 1300 DP. I like the silver armor it's got going on. And then basically on play when Digivolving, if by suspending this one Digimon, then for every 2 suspended Digimon, you may return one of your opponent's suspended Digimon to the bottom of the deck. Kind of cool for an on play when Digivolving, right? I think Zophigamon Ace might have some competitive play. Now we do have Battle NPC. This is the last card of the set, so it's a mem setter, but on play, by placing a level 3 Digimon card from your hand under the tamer, draw a card. Sort of main, if you don't have a Digimon, by playing one 3 cost or lower Digimon from under this tamer without paying its cost, delete this tamer. Kind of cool to have Battle NPC just be set up to be able to kind of get you your searchers live, right? Battle NPC is going to spit something out if you have no Digimon, kind of get you momentums going. Might see some play, but I'm kind of skeptical. But guys, I think that's everything. We covered everything in 2 videos. So hopefully you guys enjoyed the videos. Let me know down in the comments, what are you excited for in BT-20? And hopefully you guys are ready for it all. So hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, stay safe, stay healthy, and I'll catch you next one. Peace.